Okay, here we go. It's been like 2-3 days, perhaps, since I last did a video. So yeah, I'm just getting way too damn lazy for this. Anyway, here we go. Superstars here tonight, episode 4 of Superstars. As a matter of fact, as this will be the final episode of Bookworm Revolution Universe Mode before our 5th ever pay-per-view and SmackDown and Raw's second ever exclusive pay-per-view, but their third ever pay-per-view in tow since week 8 the live from the MSG pay-per-view was joint brand between all 3 brands, which was Raw, SmackDown, and ECW. But Raw's exclusive sealed fate pay-per-view will be coming to you whenever it does, I guess. But kicking things off with ECW action, one half of the ECW Hardcore Tag Team Champions, Matt Morgan. He takes on your current AAW GM / Bookworm Revolution Career Mode United States Champion Adrian Neville, but of course AAW is outside and is nowhere near connected to Bookworm Revolution Universe Mode on Exhibition Mode. I've not done an AAW video in like a week or 2. So yeah, I'll probably go back to doing AAW. It's definitely not going to be an uncontinued series, but I'll go back to doing AAW. Not sure if it's going to be a weekly thing. I really don't want it to be because I really just want to get it over very quickly. So I can have space for it, doing more stuff. I'm not fully sure. Not entirely fully sure, but whatever, I guess. So anyway, but now he is actually your ECW Hardcore Lightweight Champion, so it makes sense for him to be walking out with the AEW United States title, or because, you know, only 3 title designs, still a tag title design, like an Intercontinental type design, and, well, a World title design. Well, ladies and gentlemen, next up, we're going to bring to you SmackDown action. #1 contender for the SmackDown, well, for the NXT Championship, Guerrero. He represents the SmackDown brand, and ironically enough, your NXT Champion is Mr. Perfect, and Mr. Perfect is actually on SmackDown. So, yeah, and he did defeat World Heavyweight Champion Aleister Black in the Champion vs. Champion episode of the latest episode of SmackDown. So, that was that. Mr. Perfect, the NXT Champion, defeating the World Heavyweight Champion Aleister Black. So, but anyway, at the Bound for Glory pay-per-view, which is going to be in week 13, so that's that. It's going to be after Raw Sealed Fate pay-per-view, 1 week later. So yeah, and as it's going to be SmackDown's exclusive Bound for Glory pay-per-view, Mr. Perfect defends that NXT Championship of his against Guerrero, since Guerrero did become #1 contender all the way back in episode 2 of Superstars. And also, well, essentially, since the rosters for both Raw, SmackDown, and ECW have gone like very large and stuff, and since it's not giving us all the much of some good opportunities to showcase as much Superstars as we could, and because Heat, Velocity, and Mel, which are the pre-shows, I've already explained which pre-show is for which multiple times, and if you're new, well, then you guys can just go back to some old videos or something like that, or you can just check the thumbnails and then you see like the little time brand logo connected to it, I guess, and so then you'll know which one's brand exclusive. But for the pre-shows, we're not going to give videos of it, and if we are, well, then we'll probably just gonna upload it without a voiceover, because the voiceover actually is the thing that I procrastinate with the most. I just want to quickly get it over with, but the voiceover is what I procrastinate with doing the most. So that's pretty much it, to be fair. But then again, the pre-shows, they're pretty much useless, just to showcase more talent. So we'll just probably like simulate those 2 matches on regular episodes of Raw, SmackDown, and ECW. And so that'll be that, I guess. And also, well, I actually am somewhat sick again. I was actually sick like not too long ago, and so I'm just going back to being sick. So that's great. At least it's easier for me to talk, but still. And I'm just watching GFW, which is formerly TNA. This is like what, the US Explosion episode? Well, this is just it's just called Explosion now. But this is the Explosion episode from what, January 6th? Yeah, this is the January 6th episode. You guys usually hear like WWE Network or now GWN Network playing in the background. This is GWN Network for GFW, which is formerly TNA. I'm not doing a subscription for this though, because I already have a subscription for WWE Network. So yeah. Anyway, so Matt Morgan now with the camel clutch onto Adrian Neville. No, trying to lift up big man and German suplex to Matt Morgan. Irish whip into the barricade there. No, not taking the nice landing. Next up, SmackDown action, and then of course your main event. I did announce that it was going to be a big main event on SmackDown, and I'm not sure if I said it on ECW, but essentially I have said it on multiple occasions. And we're getting a backlash from Genesis 2009 here with Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin for the X Division Championship in the background. And wow, that's nostalgia. Ironically enough, I have the DVD. For Genesis 2008, 2009, whatever it was, when Chris Sabin took on Alex Shelley. As well, Matt Morgan, he gets victory on Adrian Neville. I wasn't even paying attention on how that happened, but it happened. But wow, I remember the matchup. I remember wanting Chris Sabin to win. Well, actually, I did win. He became an X Division champion as well. But that was cool. I still want Chris Sabin to win. Okay, I'm getting distracted here. They showed Hulk Hogan in the advertisement. Anyway. Okay, anyway, so what was the trend again? Because there's like a quick audio jump skip. Alright, so anyway, I could have sworn that I actually did mention the Shelley and Chris Sabin matchup on like an older video, like a Brooklyn Edition News Month video from this week, which is week 12. Essentially, I believe I did say something about, so most likely Raw, since you know they have both Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley. Alex Shelley, of course, your current Intercontinental champion. He'll be defending that title against MVP at the Sealed Fate pay-per-view. Sealed Fate, of course. We're gonna spin the wheel. Hope on show random match types. That match type we land on is the one we shall do. So definitely gonna be a great and a long night of action. 8 matches on the show, but depending on the match type, definitely could go over the time limit. And by time limit, I mean there's no time limit, but whatever. Anyway, now Hurricanrana from Charles Guerrero. Nice count from Juventud Guerrera. This is a Guerrero versus a Guerrera. So Juventud or Juventud Guerrera, whatever way you want to say his name, coming of course from the Guerrera family. While Charles Guerrero coming from the Guerrero family. Guerrero obviously more popular. The Guerrero family legacy name more prestigious as well. So yeah. Anyway, now Brainbuster from Chavo. He's been more successful in this humorous mode. He's been more successful than his uncle Eddie Guerrero. But then again, Eddie Guerrero, he is going to be inside the Money in the Bank qualification matches for Bound for Glory in the last episode of SmackDown in Week 13, as we still got 2 more qualification matches to go. One of them is going to be a triple threat, the other one's going to be a one-on-one contest. We do not know if Eddie Guerrero is going to be in triple threat one or on the one-on-one contest. But we do know that he's going to be in one of those matches, so he could get a shot to be in the Money in the Bank, and if he does, then he could perhaps win it, be even more successful than Chavo Guerrero if Chavo is to defeat Mr. Perfect, who is the NXT champion at the Bound for Glory pay-per-view. But we shall see which Guerrero ends up being the better one at the end of the New Year's mode, or at least at the end of Bound for Glory. At this point, just depends on the outcome, and it depends on if Eddie Guerrero is even booked on the show if he does win the Money in the Bank qualification match. Oh man, this cough is so annoying. Anyway, now Chavo has a hold, and we'll try and do that double hook suplex, but nails drop it to the back of the head, and now Chavo frog splash that turns to a crossfire. That one has to be it right there. 1, 2, and only a 2 count. Juventud Guerrera kicking out. Great matchup so far. I've actually been paying attention to this matchup, so this is pretty good. Anyway, now Tornado DDT connects with it, keeps it inside that sleeper type submission hold. But now nice counter from Juventud. And now Guerrero. Mounted punches, ground and pounds here. Multiple shots right into the face of Chavo Guerrero. Trying to wear him down with nice counter. Chavo. A 3rd punch. 3 punches right there. And now, well, monkey flip. Chavo. Well, never mind. Gets caught to a plancha. But he does get a rope break. Imagine if Juventud Guerrero is to defeat Chavo Guerrero. Here, imagine if he gets a shot at the NXT title later on in this numerous mode. We shall see. He probably most likely will. but I don't know. We just essentially shall see, I guess. Yeah, where? Anyway now. Ripping, there goes Chavo. Spinning heel kick from jueventud Guerrera. Nailing down Chavo Guerrero. Strip right into the steel guardrail. This cough is killing me. Okay. Anyway, now the surfboard smash maneuver. Both men on the count of 6 here. Now jueventud, he gets back inside the ring. And Chavo, he gets back inside the ring as well. Both men get inside the ring. Count 6. Off the ropes goes Chavo Guerrero. Jueventud Guerrero nails that drop kick right across the face. Misses that swanton type maneuver. But now drop kick from Chavo. And Chavo's on the roll here. Now has shift. Tables have now turned. And we will announce your main event during the Superstars logo jump cut scene. Skull crushing finale by Chavo Guerrero. No mercy being shown here. Now, well, Mr. Dropkick jueventud Guerrero saw that one coming. But now, instead, whoa, whole bunch of counters there. That bridge suplex, nice way to end it off. Only a 2 count. If it was time to start I was about to say the D's is awesome chance, right? No, but this is awesome. So it's just a more perfect time to say it. It will be right now. This is awesome. Surely is a good chance to have for this matchup so far. A Guerrero and a Guerrera. Anyway now. jueventud trying to gain an upper hand here, but no, not yet. With the Hurricanrana from Chavo. Gonna just wear down this matchup a little bit more. And now we're getting the Chris Sabin and Akshay backlash. Suicide dive for Chris Sabin to Akshay. Akshay's head in that. Announce table. I remember that moment. The steel announce table, that thing they had back then was awesome. Nostalgia. Anyway, nice arm drag by jueventud Guerrero, and now we're showing the backflash. There's Akshay's entrance in the background. I'm not sure if you guys could hear this. If you guys could hear at least partially some of it, well then you guys would believe me. The Morrissey Machine Gun's theme song was so awesome. Anyway now, back suplex by jueventud, almost getting a victory for him. And yes, of course, this was pre-recorded a couple of days ago in advance. I was just too lazy to do a voiceover, so as you saw that, like Alex Len, whatever that was, Dunk, whatever it was. So of course, that was a while back. For the Pacific game moves, what, Suns versus who? Or there. Is Alex Len still in Suns? I'm not even sure anymore. Okay. Anyway, jueventud with the plancha to Chavo. But of course, the rope break holds him back. And now Chavo just simple slap across the face right there. And now jueventud gets drop kicked for his troubles. Chavo Guerrero now. Half leg crab. Onto jueventud on the ring apron. I see right there. My goodness. Chavo's had him just a point. Just like one of those sides of the steel steps. His forehead hit that nasty landing. And now jueventud Guerrero 450 splash. Right. Onto Chavo Guerrero. Took him out with that one, didn't he? And now go Chavo. Gonna try and answer back in. Nope, never mind. Oh, this is pretty back and forth here. 5.1 star rating. This is definitely one of the best matches of the series so far. And we have a whole lot of good matches of the series so far. By a whole lot, I just mean, well, we got a couple. We got a good amount. Perhaps even a couple overboard. Only for it being 12 weeks and what? 5 pay-per-views, 4 pay-per-views. 1 for Raw, 1 for SmackDown, 1 for ECW. Not in that order, but it was Raw, then ECW, then SmackDown. And then week 8 it was for both brands. It was joint branded. And now it's gonna be Raw in week 12. Week 13 will be SmackDown. Week 14 will be ECW in that order. And then we're just gonna switch up the order to our SmackDown or ECW being first, and not Raw this time. So, well, once we get over this whole week 12, week 13, week 14 pay-per-view build-up, I guess. Anyway, now both men against Adrian count 7. Chavo has, well, he had jueventud trying to get an upper hand here. Nails that plunger. Swanton now the ring apron. One of these men are going to fall off. Well, there's your answer. Is jueventud's the one to fall off that ring apron. Hell of a matchup so far, definitely. Simple kick right to the face. Guerrero now, that's one on. And so jueventud Guerrera. Trying to gain an upper hand here. Uses high flying ability, definitely slightly more athletic than Travel, perhaps. Probably just because he is the more smaller of the two. So, but Travel, of course, part of the Guerrero family, the Guerrero legacy. Tough legacy. That 450 splash from jueventud Guerrero nails down to Travel, but no, nice counter. I'm not sure if you guys hear any background noise. Hopefully you guys don't. Besides the whole I'm just gonna say TNA, because it's giving us a TNA. Wait, yeah, this Genesis 2009. Yeah, this Genesis 2009. Still showing us highlights of this matchup, because TNA just wants to waste time. They're doing it like the 2014 main event style, or current main event style. Who still watches main event? I do. I remember in 2014, I actually liked the main event. In 2014 and 2015 for their day, and no, not Saturday night's main event, but like their Tuesday night main event. I liked it. Don't know why, but I liked it. Because then after a while, the cable was lost for like the ending of 2014 and the beginning of 2015. The cable was lost, so I couldn't watch Raw and SmackDown on Sci-Fi USA, so I had to sell for main event on television. And anyway. And well, my bad. I was just looking at the match. I didn't even realize how that happened. But jueventud Guerrero gets a victory here tonight. Guerrero with that schoolboy roll up, trying to get an easy victory, trying to steal one, but then jueventud Guerrero with that hurricane counter gets a victory against the #1 contender for the NXT Championship, Guerrero. And anyway, this completely ruined your main event. This right here, champions versus challengers. We got your Raw 30 champion, SmackDown's World Heavyweight champion, and ECW World Heavyweight champion versus SmackDown's World Heavyweight title challenger, ECW's World Heavyweight title challenger, and Raw's WWE title challenger. So of course, Bobby Lashley, he'll be defending his WWE championship. That's sealed fate against AJ Styles. Braun Strowman will challenge Minoru Suzuki for his ECW title come the Sin pay-per-view on week 14. And Dolph Ziggler will challenge Aleister Black for that World Heavyweight title of his on SmackDown at the SmackDown exclusive Bound for Glory pay-per-view. And so the 6-man tag team war matchup, but it's not going to be an elimination one, so it's simultaneous. So we could have a couple previews of all the main events of the Raw SmackDown ECW exclusive pay-per-views. I see right there, Minoru Suzuki. So let's explain the faces and heels here. Bobby Lashley is a heel. Aleister Black is a tweener, so he's a face and heel at the same time. Minoru Suzuki, he is also a tweener, so he's your face and heel. So those are your champions covered. And then for your challengers, your faces are what? AJ Styles is face. Dolph Ziggler is a face. And what? Braun Strowman, he is a heel. He is a mega heel. He completely hated Finn Balor. That was the first rivalry we had for Balor and Strowman to kick off things in ECW. So that was a while back. Anyway, now, so we got Shawn Michaels, Bobby Lashley here, the WWE champion against #1 contender for the World title right there. You saw that moments ago. Styles getting back inside the ring. So definitely got a whole lot of previews. I see right there, Ziggler. Well, he was having a matchup against Aleister Black. Of course, until Bobby Lashley now came. Well, we do have Suzuki, Braun Strowman. That's a preview for the ECW World title matchup. So that should be good. And now Bobby Lashley, well, here's the Shawn Michaels step kick up. Minoru Suzuki with the pin on Braun Strowman, almost had it there. AJ Styles, now Hurricanrana. #1 contender for the WWE title, AJ Styles. Hurricanrana to the current World champion, Aleister Black. AJ Styles gets a win for the challengers. AJ Styles representing Raw, #1 contender for the WWE title. Of course, that Bobby Lashley holds. And he wins the match for the challenger team. So, but World Champion Aleister Black getting pinned again. He's not been doing so well ever since winning that World title. But we shall see on what is to happen in week 13 for SmackDown's Bound for Glory pay-per-view as Aleister Black defends it against Dolph Ziggler. I'm not sure if we're gonna have the Money in the Bank matchup as the main event or the title matchup at the main event. Since I don't want to do any cash-ins, we're probably gonna have the title matchup as the main event. I mean the World title matchup. My bad. The World title matchup is the main event. There we go. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. That was Superstars. So yeah. Raw sealed favorite pay-per-view. Not sure when it's gonna come. I do know I am going to record all the matches today, and record me like spinning the wheels today as well, so you guys can like see and stuff, because that's the thing, we're supposed to spin the wheel and stuff for the match type, so that's what's essentially supposed to happen. So yeah, thank you guys for watching though, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.